Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Unchain and R3 joined forces to deliver finance application for KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. The Unchain IO is an Amsterdam-based software company that provides blockchain development services and products to enterprises and consortia around the globe. Recently, the company has announced that it has successfully delivered a strategic finance application for KLM Royal Dutch Airlines in partnership with enterprise software firm R3. The intercompany settlement application is built on R3's blockchain platform called Corda. For the uninitiated, R3 is an enterprise blockchain software firm working with a global ecosystem of more than 300 participants across multiple industries, from both the private and public sectors, to develop on Corda, its open source blockchain platform, and Corda Enterprise, a commercial version of Corda for enterprise usage. Notably, KLM Finance has set out to use blockchain to handle the intercompany settlements process of KLM with its subsidiaries. To simplify the accounting process securely and efficiently, Unchain.io worked in close cooperation with the KLM team to provide the design and implementation of the settlement capability using R3's Corda technology. Jel van der Pleg, CTO at Unchain, said, Unchain's mission is to provide organizations with the solutions to simplify sharing data and transacting with their value chain. In the case of KLM, this means digitally transforming the settlement process with its subsidiaries. We're extremely proud to work with KLM and R3 on this innovative project and look forward to further expanding the solution, offering value to KLM and its partners. Dominique Vizerberg, Innovation Specialist at KLM Finance, after initial learnings and smaller projects with the digital studio, KLM Finance is happy to announce this project, which we see as strategic to simplify our financial processes and to set an example for future blockchain projects that are no longer test, but have a real business impact. Kathy Minter, the Chief Revenue Officer at R3, said, key to Corda's success is the vibrant and diverse ecosystem of Corda apps. We built Corda to make pricing up Corda and developing on it as simple as possible for experienced developers, and we actively support our developer community. Unchain's pilot will open up developing on Corda to even more firms. And in the financial world, we like the Corda, as most times it settles with XRP. And at this point, I'm only aware that XRP is the only option. I know they have it open for others, but that is the only option that I'm aware of at this time. Next, we have Ripple to significantly improve cross-border payments in South Korea with these partnerships. The $10 billion blockchain company Ripple has expanded its presence in South Korea, one of the most burgeoning crypto hubs, by onboarding 3 more partners in the region, Sentbe, Hanpass, and WireBarley. These 3 companies have joined the global RippleNet network that surpassed 300 members this year. The 3 new partners we have. South Korea has close to 2 million immigrants that comprise more than 3% of its total population. This has created a need for robust payment corridors between them and the Philippines, Thailand, Japan, and other countries. Sentbe manages to save up to 95% in remittance fees by allowing its users to send payments to the aforementioned countries without opening a bank account. Hanpass is considered to be one of the leaders in mobile remittances, while WireBarley boasts access to Australian and US markets. South Korea has a hotbed of fintech innovation, and we're committed to grow our customer base and presence, said Emi Yoshikawa, the Senior Director of Global Operations. The South Korean remittance market has witnessed a rapid transformation after the government started offering remittance licenses to non-bank companies in 2017. Back in 2018, the payments company Coin1 Transfer successfully partnered with Ripple to roll out Cross, the first blockchain-based remittance product in South Korea. With the addition of these new customers, Ripple is set to significantly improve the cross-border payment industry in the Asia-Pacific region. Next, we're going to play a video from the most recent Ripple drop. I thought it was a good video, so I wanted to share. Let's get right into it.
Hey, what's up? I'm Reinhard Kate, and welcome to episode 19 of The Drop. We've got a very XRP-focused episode. We've got David Schwartz on to talk about the XRP ledger. Brianne Madigan's going to talk about liquidity in digital assets. And last but not least, we've got the co-founder and CEO of BRD Wallet, Aaron Voisin. Stay tuned for The Drop. David, give me some context on the XRP ledger, where it started and where we are today.
Well, I started working on what we now call the XRP ledger at the end of 2011. So I've been at this for, 8-9 years now. It kind of feels like forever. But the changes have been drastic. I mean, in the early days, all we had was the ability to perform a transaction on a decentralized ledger in just a couple of seconds. And then we started to realize that the properties of the algorithms that we developed allowed us to do things like a decentralized exchange. And then we had this idea of allowing people to issue assets and ideas like community credit. And we put all that together into a functional system probably in mid-2012.
Why is robustness so important today with so many payment providers and financial networks that are depending on the XRP ledger?
You have to realize that you're talking about billions of dollars in a system that doesn't have an administrator. There's nobody that you can go to if it messes up. And so reliability is the number one property. And it means that these systems are very slow to develop and evolve. In the early days, before I was working on the XRP ledger and I was looking at Bitcoin, and we sort of had this idea that if there was any new feature, Bitcoin would just adopt it. We now know that that's hopelessly naive because any change to a system like this imposes costs on everybody who uses the system. With any other piece of software, a company will release a new version of the software. Say Oracle releases a new version, and they'll say to people who have like mission critical deployments, don't upgrade to the new version. Just use the current version, give us a little bit of time, test it, whatever. You can't really do that on a public blockchain. If the rules change, people have to run software with the new rules. If you want to ask why these systems don't move more quickly, why they don't add features on a regular basis, that's why.
You've suggested changes for the XRP ledger. Can you give us an overview of what those changes are and what they might mean for the network?
I've suggested a bunch of changes that fall into several different categories. One of those categories is like core consensus improvements. One of the things that I've said a lot is that proof of work is kind of a technological dead end. It works fine. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that there hasn't been any significant innovation in it. There are also changes that are in the form of new features. One of the features that I think is very exciting is a feature that would allow people to launch stablecoins are the obvious use case, but it's not just stablecoins. It's essentially assets pegged to some external value. Features similar to that exist on other systems, but the interesting thing about this is that the liquidity is guaranteed by the ledger mechanics.
Why is liquidity important for market stability and health then?
I think even to take a step back, liquidity has a lot of components that are important to kind of address. So one of which is immediacy. So I think about that as how quickly can I get access to markets and how quickly can I trade into and out of this asset or token for another asset. I think about the breadth of the market. So breadth is sort of how you think about the trading volumes at different prices in the order book, and then depth of the market. And depth of the market is really about how many orders there are close to exactly where the price is currently trading of varying sizes, which would imply that you could get a lot of volume through without having much price movement as you're trading into and out of the asset. And then in addition, accessibility is very important. So accessibility is just probably as it intuitively sounds, the ability to access markets to trade in those assets very easily. And that can be geographically or through multiple infrastructure partners, whether it's exchanges or OTC desks or what have you. And the last key attribute of a healthy liquid market is really resilience. And that is getting at the ability for a market to recover from a significant systemic event. So if there was some sort of a market shock, the ability for order books to get back to normality and tighten back to similar prices to where they were prior to that event relatively quickly. And so all of those attributes are very important to a healthy liquid market.
How does deeper liquidity impact services like on-demand liquidity or ODL?
That's a great question. So as you think about the value that we're providing sending flow from the US to Mexico, because we're able to use XRP as the bridge currency between the US and Mexico and do basically instantaneous transactions, we are significantly reducing the cost base sending that money cross-border. And the view that we're delivering and focused on enterprises is true, enterprise solutions to help them perform their business more efficiently. But as we do that, we're really giving them the opportunity to pass on the fee savings through leveraging our technology and infrastructure to their everyday consumers. So, somebody living in America who's working and sending money back to their family in Mexico, we're really thrilled that the work that we're doing is really driving value to the bottom line and to everyday consumers.
Aaron, tell me about BRD Wallet. How does the technology you guys employ make mainstream adoption of digital assets more real?
It's just an app for mobile devices, Android and iOS. The intention of it is just to make cryptocurrency really simple and safe and easy and convenient to use.
What differentiates BRD Wallet from other wallets that are out there?
Our Bitcoin wallet connects directly to the Bitcoin peer-to-peer network. So even if all our servers go away or get seized or our company shuts down or whatever, you still have access to all your money.
What's Blockset and why is it important for developers in the space?
So in supporting lots of different cryptocurrencies for our consumer wallet, we had to build out a back-end kind of enterprise-grade service for peer-to-peer networks. Since it runs on mobile devices, there needs to be a lightweight kind of mobile-oriented protocol. Our goal is to eventually get there, hopefully, with all the blockchains for things like Ethereum. The lightweight mobile protocol is not quite ready yet, so we're doing that through a system that we call server-assisted syncing, using our Blockset backend to do that. There's a lightweight protocol for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and other Bitcoin-like services that is called SPV, Simplified Payment Verification, and that's what we're using to connect directly to the Bitcoin peer-to-peer network. And hopefully we can get there with all the blockchains eventually as the protocols mature.
Being a longtime Bitcoin guy, you guys are now adding XRP to your wallet. How does that add value to the overall industry and to people that use your wallet?
As I mentioned, we started off using just Bitcoin, but then when Bitcoin market dominance dropped below 50%, we realized that we have to support what the market wants. And XRP has always been right near the top of the list as far as market cap, and the number of customers and use cases for it and businesses that have adopted it is growing all the time, and it's proven itself to be extremely valuable and something that the market wants, and so that's why we're supporting it in BRD.
Alright guys, I want to finish up this video with a thought. Many of life's failures are experiences by people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. We're very close, guys, so don't give up now. I want to thank everyone for your support and wishing you the best of days until the next one.